What do you get when you throw assassins, failed super soldiers, rogue spies, and one very shady government agent onto the same team? That's right, the Thunderbolts. They're not the Avengers, they're not even close. But in a broken world, they might be the only ones left to save it. Today, we're diving deep into Marvel's most chaotic team, from their shocking comic book origins to each confirmed member in the MCU. And trust me, this is one Marvel story you don't want to miss. So before we dive into the madness, hit that like, smash subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any Marvel deep dives here on Ultimate Nerd Zone. The Thunderbolts were born in the pages of Incredible Hulk issue 449 back in 1997, and their first appearance pulled off one of the greatest twists in comic book history. They showed up pretending to be a brand new superhero team, saving civilians, stopping threats, gaining public trust. But by the end of the issue, readers discovered the truth. They were actually the masters of evil in disguise. Led by Baron Zemo, they were using fake identities to infiltrate the superhero world. The twist? Some of them started to like being heroes. That moral conflict is what defines the Thunderbolts to this day. And here's something wild. Unlike the Suicide Squad from DC, the Thunderbolts weren't just coerced into working together. They planned the deception themselves. This makes them even more layered and dangerous as characters. Now let's talk about the upcoming Thunderbolts movie, part of MCU Phase 5, set to release in May 2025. The team has already been teased across multiple films and shows, and the full roster has been revealed. Here's who's in, and where we've seen them before. And just a quick side note, many fans believe the name Thunderbolts is a nod to General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. With Harrison Ford stepping into the role, and rumors of him becoming Red Hulk, there's a real possibility he'll be connected to the team's creation, if not directly leading it. Played by Florence Pugh, Yelena made her MCU debut in Black Widow, 2021. She's Natasha Romanoff's adoptive sister and fellow Black Widow assassin, trained since childhood. In Hawkeye, she shows up with a mission: kill Clint Barton, because Valentina told her he was responsible for Natasha's death. But behind the sarcasm and deadpan humor is someone grieving, someone deeply loyal, and someone very, very deadly. She's expected to be the emotional core of the Thunderbolts, and maybe its leader. And interestingly, she represents a generational shift in the MCU. With characters like Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, and Kamala Khan rising, Yelena might be the darker, more cynical reflection of the young Avengers. Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes has been part of the MCU since Captain America, the First Avenger. He was brainwashed by Hydra into becoming the Winter Soldier, an elite assassin with a vibranium arm. His redemption arc played out across Captain America, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, and especially the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Bucky has seen the worst of the world, and himself. He's trying to make things right, but on a team like this, that might be impossible. He's also the only member with long-standing Avengers experience, and that could make him the team's reluctant moral compass, or the first one to walk away if things go too far. Taskmaster was introduced in Black Widow as the silent, skull-masked assassin who can mimic any opponent's fighting style. Here's the twist. In the MCU, Taskmaster is Antonia Dreykov, daughter of the Red Room's leader. After surviving a horrific explosion, she was turned into a mind-controlled weapon. By the end of Black Widow, she was freed. But she's still dangerous, unpredictable, and traumatized. Her role on the team will be a wild card for the Thunderbolts and the audience. Imagine what happens if her programming reactivates mid-mission. Will she even know who she's fighting for? David Harbour plays Alexei Shostakov, aka the Red Guardian, Russia's answer to Captain America. He's strong, proud, and maybe a little delusional. First seen in Black Widow, he's Yelena's father figure and Natasha's too, in a twisted sort of way. Despite his goofy bravado, he's a battle-hardened super soldier. Expect him to bring both muscle and humor to the team. But don't be fooled. Underneath the jokes is a man desperate to prove he still matters. That insecurity could drive him to dangerous decisions. Ava Starr, aka Ghost, appeared in Ant-Man and the Wasp, 2018. Because of a quantum experiment gone wrong, she became molecularly unstable, phasing in and out of existence. She was used as a weapon by S.H.I.E.L.D. and later went rogue to find a cure. By the end of the movie, she was helped, but then disappeared from the MCU radar. Until now. Her powers make her nearly untouchable, but her trauma makes her unpredictable. In the comics, Ghost is portrayed as a hacker with deep disdain for megacorporations, a subtle commentary on technology and power. The MCU's twist with her tragic backstory only deepens her mystery and makes her a compelling element of the team. John Walker was introduced in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier as the government's new Captain America. At first, he wanted to do good, but under pressure, he snapped. He murdered a man with Cap's shield in public view. Ouch. After being stripped of the title, he was recruited by Valentina as U.S. agent, a darker, more brutal version of Cap. He's loyal but unstable, heroic but violent, and he definitely holds a grudge. His story also reflects the return of the Sokovia Accords mentality. As governments struggle with accountability, U.S. Agent becomes the embodiment of that dark, no-holds-barred approach to justice, a mirror to modern geopolitical dilemmas. With Bucky on the same team, tensions will be high. Will John follow orders or go rogue again? Played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Valentina has been recruiting broken heroes and morally gray operatives since The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She also popped up in Black Widow's post-credits scene, manipulating Yelena. And more recently, she became the director of the CIA in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. But what's her true agenda? No one knows. She's like the Nick Fury of the Thunderbolts, if Nick Fury was way more manipulative. Her character is also shrouded in mystery. Some speculate that her ultimate goal is not only to control the team, but also to orchestrate global events from the shadows. This adds a layer of intrigue that sets the stage for possible future conflicts with both heroes and villains alike. Could she be building her own version of the Dark Avengers, or something worse? A government-controlled team to keep the public in check, even if it means crossing moral lines? Beyond the confirmed roster, there's an interesting discussion in the Marvel fandom about how the Thunderbolts could intersect with other parts of the MCU. For instance, the team's dark, morally ambiguous nature provides a perfect bridge to the anticipated rise of the young Avengers. Imagine Yelena or Ghost crossing paths with a young Kate Bishop, setting the stage for an intergenerational conflict between idealism and pragmatism. Another fascinating speculation is that the name Thunderbolts could hint at a connection to General Ross. With Harrison Ford's Red Hulk, could Ross eventually mentor or even join forces with the team? Also, there's a fun comparison to the DC Universe's Suicide Squad here. While the idea of villains on forced missions isn't new, the twist of the Thunderbolts' origin and their gradual shift from villainy to heroism is a narrative nuance that sets them apart from DC's formula. So what can we expect from the Thunderbolts movie? Early reports suggest the team will go on a mission that spirals out of control. There might be a traitor in the group. Some rumors even hint at the return of Baron Zemo, the mastermind behind the original comic team, last seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, chilling in a raft prison. But here's the real bombshell. All signs point to the main villain being none other than the Sentry. That's right, Robert Reynolds, the Golden Guardian of Good, might be the biggest threat the Thunderbolts have ever faced. In the comics, Sentry is one of Marvel's most powerful beings. He has the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, flight, super strength, molecular manipulation, and near immortality. But he also has a dark side, literally. He shares his body with a shadowy entity called the Void, a force of pure destruction. Think of him as Marvel's version of Superman. If Superman had a split personality and one of them wanted to destroy everything. And now, imagine throwing a team like the Thunderbolts, no cosmic powers, lots of trauma, shaky teamwork, against that. It's not just a battle, it's survival. This also opens doors for even bigger MCU connections. In the comics, Sentry has ties to the Avengers, the Dark Avengers, Norman Osborn, and the multiverse. His presence could ripple across Phase 6 and even into Secret Wars. Some theories suggest that the Thunderbolts will be tasked with containing or eliminating Sentry after a failed experiment to recreate a super soldier using unstable serum. That mission, of course, goes horribly wrong. And here's a thought. What if it's not just about fighting Sentry, but stopping one of their own from becoming like him? Could the Void corrupt a Thunderbolt next? The Thunderbolts aren't clean-cut heroes, they're broken people, trying to do something right, or at least survive. They reflect a world where the lines between good and evil are blurrier than ever, and now they face their biggest challenge yet. A godlike being losing control of his mind. Can this team of outcasts stop the apocalypse? Or will they break before they even get the chance? So, what do you think? Is Sentry the perfect villain, or too powerful for a grounded team like the Thunderbolts? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Will Zemo return? Could Red Hulk join the fight? And is Valentina hiding an even bigger plan behind the scenes? If you loved this breakdown, smash that like, tap subscribe, and stay with us here on Ultimate Nerd Zone for more theories, character dives, and everything Marvel you crave.